Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Emil and today we are going to learn how to crochet this scarf. So let's get started. What I have used to make this scarf is about 280 grams of this fingering yarn, recommended to work with 3 to 4 millimeter crochet hook, and I have used the 4 millimeter crochet hook, a craft needle and a scissors. So let's get started. Well, let's get started chaining 41, and you need to know that for the stitch of the scarf you need multiple of 4 stitches plus 1. So I'm gonna twist the yarn so we can get the tail under the yarn coming from the bow, and we're gonna introduce into the loop the crochet hook and pull the yarn through the loop. Then pull the tail, and this is how we get the slip knot. And then what we're going to do is yarn over and pull through the chain. Yarn over, pull through the chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once we have the 41 chains, what you're gonna do is start with the first 2 rows preparing the scarf for the stitch. And what we're gonna do first is chain 3 extra, which is the measure of the double crochet. So we're gonna continue with double crochet in the first row. 1, 2, 3. And you need to know that we are going to have, in this case, we are going to have 2 border stitches which are not going to be part of the stitch. So then we go back to the 5th chain, number 5, chain number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here is where we are going to start with the first double crochet. Yarn over, introduce into this chain, grab the yarn, pull through the chain, and then we're gonna close 2 by 2. 2, 2. And what we're gonna do in this first row is continue with the sequence of 3 double crochet and 1 chain separation between each one of them. So the first double crochet, the second one, yarn over, pull, introduce into the chain, grab the yarn, pull through the chain, 2 by 2, second one, and the third one, 3 double crochet. The first 3 chains we don't count with them as part of the stitch. So 3 double crochet, chain 1, a separation between each sequence of 3 double crochets, and then skipping 1 into the second one, we're gonna start with another sequence of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3 double crochets for the second sequence. Again, chain 1, skipping 1 chain into the second one, we start with the new sequence of 3 double crochet. So this sequence we're gonna repeat for all the way until the end of the first row. Chain 1, skip 1, and another 3 double crochets. Well, I'm about to over the last sequence of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. And if everything is going okay, we should have 1 extra chain, which will be the border stitch, another double crochet. So we're gonna do 1 double crochet into the last chain. So we over the row with 4 double crochets, but the last one is border and it doesn't count as part of the stitch. Then we're gonna turn our work and we're gonna continue with the second row, still preparing the scarf for the stitch. And then what we are going to do is first chain 1, and into the very first stitch here we're gonna make 1 single crochet, And this is what we're gonna do for all the rest of the rows. Just single crochet into each chain and each double crochet of the row below. So you're gonna continue with double crochet with single crochet, single crochet into the next one, another single crochet. The single crochet is just grab the yarn, pull through the chain and close these two stitches. Again into the next one here, pull through the chain, close two. Here when we got the separation, this hole between the sequences of 3 double crochets, what we're gonna do is just introduce into this hole and pull through and close two. Again 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and again 1 single crochet into the space. So this is how we continue for all the way of the second row until the end of the row. Well, the scarf is totally reversible, but it has right part and wrong part, and this is the wrong part where we are always going to do only single crochets. So this is what we're gonna do always on the wrong part of the scarf. And here I'm about to over again the row. The last single crochet we're gonna make into the third chain of the 3 extra chains we do each time we start the new row of the right side. Then we're gonna turn our work, and what we're gonna do is start again with chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and these are the 3 chains which we don't count as part of the stitch, if you remember. And then what you're gonna do is work the double crochet of the first row with triple crochet, but on the right side of the scarf, which means yarn over once and twice. We just wrap it. We just wrap the hook 1 and 2, and then we go into the first double crochet, and behind the double crochet we just introduce the hook behind the first double crochet, then grab the yarn, pull through the back part of the double crochet, and then what we're gonna do is continue closing all the loops 2 by 2. So we got 2, 2 and 2. This is the triple crochet. Again, wrapping 2 times 1 and 2. Then we go into the front of the double crochet. We don't work the single crochets anymore. Into the double crochet, to the second double crochet, grab the yarn, pull through the double crochet, close 2, 2 and 2. The third double crochet, wrapping 2 times the crochet hook behind the third double crochet, grab the yarn, pull through this double crochet, and again 2, 2, 2. Okay, this is the first sequence, and what we're gonna do now is continue with the second sequence, where we are going to change the order. What it means? It means first we're gonna chain 1 for the separation between each sequence, and we're gonna do the same triple crochet but behind our work. So wrapping the hook 2 times, again we're gonna search the first double crochet but behind the work. We're gonna wrap the first double crochet, grab the yarn, pull through this first double crochet, and then we're gonna close 2 by 2 again, 2, 2, 2. So the triple crochets in this case, they are behind the work, not at the front like the first sequence. So again, we continue with wrapping 2 times the crochet hook behind the second one, wrap the yarn, pull through the double crochet, and then we close 2 by 2 by 2. So to over the second sequence, again wrapping 2 times the crochet hook behind double crochet, the third double crochet, pull through the double crochet, and then close 2 by 2, 2, 2, 2. So this is how we over the second sequence. Then what you're gonna do to continue with the third sequence is chain 1, and we're gonna work again as the first sequence with triple double crochet, but at the front of the double crochet of the first row. So 1, 2, and 3. So we have repeated the first sequence. So what you're gonna do is again repeat the second sequence. Chain 1 and triple double crochet behind the work, behind the double crochet of the first row. 1, 2, and 3. And we already have the second sequence again. So these 2 sequences we are going to turn and keep until the end of the first row of the stitch. So let's continue with it. Well, in the first few rows you can feel a little bit uncomfortable with the triple crochet, but it is because it's still very small, the labor. After the third 4 rows we are going to work much more easier, as we have how to handle the labor. So if everything is going okay, after the last sequence we have one extra crochet, which will be 1 double crochet into the last chain here, which will be actually which is the first single crochet of the row below. So we always gonna over with 1 double crochet into the first single crochet of the row below, and this is how we over the first row of the stitch. The second row, turn our work, then we're gonna, if you remember how we have started the first time, we worked the wrong side, chaining 1, and into the very first stitch we do 1 single crochet, and again continue with single crochet for all the rest of the row of the wrong side of the scarf. These are our last single crochets of the second row. The last single crochet, if you remember, is always into the third chain of the first 3 chains extra we do always. Well, let's continue with the third row, and what we are going to do is continue with again with 3 chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and what you're gonna do now is work the triple crochet of the third row, which means always when we work the triple crochet we are going to work under the single crochet. We don't work the single crochet, never. We work only the triple crochet of the row below. But in this case we are going to change the order. Instead of start working at the front part, we're gonna work at the wrong part. So wrapping 2 times the crochet hook, we're gonna start working behind the labor. We're gonna search for the very first triple crochet behind 1 and 2 by 2, closing all the stitches. Again, wrapping 2 times the crochet hook behind, pull the yarn through the triple crochet, and again 2 by 2, 2, 2, 2. Again 2 times, wrapping the crochet hook, going into the next triple crochet but behind, and 1, 2, 2, and 2. And this is how we're gonna change always the order of the sequences. So the next one, for the next one, chain 1 as the separation of each sequence, and what we're gonna do for the next one is wrap 2 times the crochet hook, and now we're gonna repeat the sequence of 3 triple crochets but at the front of the label. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 triple crochets at the front of the label. For the next one, again chaining 1, and again we start with the triple crochet but behind the stitches. This is the triple crochet, and we just wrap the triple crochet, and we do another triple crochet. Again going to the next one, behind, and doing again. It's already getting easier as we have much more labor to handle it, so it's not that uncomfortable anymore. And we start again with the triple crochet at the front of the labor, and these 2 sequences we are going to turn again until the end of the row. So let's continue with it. Well, once we have all the row completed, what we're gonna do is 1 double crochet into the last single crochet of the row below, or the first single crochet actually. Then we're gonna turn our work and again continue with the wrong side 8 and the 4th row of the stitch. So what you're gonna do again is chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the very first stitch, and then we're gonna continue with single crochet for all the rest of the row. Once we're over the row number 4, we're gonna start again with the sequence of the first row, which was the triple crochet but at the front side of the scarf, chaining 3, and then again wrapping 2 times the crochet hook. We start with the triple crochet in the front of the stitches of the row below. So these are the 4 rows we are going to repeat for all the long of the scarf we need, and for 150 centimeters, which is standard measure, I'm going to continue until I have 94 rows, and then we're gonna continue with the fringes. Well, it doesn't matter how long you're gonna make your scarf, you have to over the scarf with the single crochet. The last row has to be single crochet. So this is how I'm going to over the last row. And then we're gonna cut the yarn. We don't need very long tail here as we are going to hide it into the scarf, and then we're gonna continue with the fringes. Well, for each fringe we are going to cut exactly 30 centimeters of tail. And then what we're gonna do is pass it through the border of the scarf, and we're gonna make one fringe in each chain of the border. So we're gonna start with the first one. We're gonna pass it through the chain with the hook, and then what you're gonna do is twist it. What you're gonna do is just twist one side of the fringe until we see that it's getting curled. And then what you're gonna do is just make a very simple knot in both tails, and this is how we make the fringes. And this is how it looks like, the scarf. I hope you really like it, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to do it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me in my Instagram. Bye bye.